Hi there. I'm joined today by our new pastor, Pastor Hoff, and he has agreed to sit down and answer some questions that you all have submitted on Facebook, and it gives me the opportunity to live out my dream of being a talk show host. So, Pastor Hoff, there were 20 comments on the thread, so people are very curious to learn about you. So, starting things off, can you tell us about where you're from originally?
Yeah, I was born in Helena, Montana, but we moved when I was very young. My dad is a pastor, so I grew up in Livonia, Michigan, which is right outside of Detroit, Michigan.
All right. When did you know that being a pastor was the path for you?
My senior year in high school, I went to Michigan Lutheran Seminary, and for a long time I wasn't sure if I wanted to be a pastor. I was interested in a lot of other things. And then my senior year at SEM, I had the opportunity, not the seminary, but Michigan Lutheran Seminary, I had the opportunity to lead a chapel service. And I was encouraged by some of the faculty that were there to consider it. And that's when I started thinking about it. And then once I decided and started studying, there was no looking back. So pretty obvious after that.
Michigan Lutheran Seminary is a school that we don't hear about quite a lot because we have Manitowoc Lutheran High School right down the road, and we have Luther Prep School in Wisconsin, but it's actually a school that we have a lot of connections to. Our teacher, Carrie Ungemak, went to Michigan Lutheran Seminary. Our outgoing teacher, Christy Yankee, went to Michigan Lutheran Seminary. Mr. Kevin Book went there, and that is where Pastor Cuck came from. So we have a lot of connections to that school, even though you may not be very familiar with it. Do you have a mentor? And I'm told you can't say Jesus because that's obvious.
Was it too obvious to say my dad then?
Okay.
My dad's a pastor, and he is from my perspective, right, and I have the kid's perspective of the pastor, right, which is a little different. He's a very cool, calm, even-keeled, evangelical man. So he'd probably be my top choice. I have a handful of other pastors that I've really gotten to know a little bit better over the years. I really enjoyed my vicar year. When you're studying to become a pastor, your third year at seminary is basically an intern year, your vicar year. And I was in Palm Coast, Florida with Phil Hebner, and I really enjoyed my time there with him. But those are a couple that come to mind.
Where is your dad serving now?
He's at St. Paul's, Livonia, Michigan still. So he's been there since I was 4 years old, and yeah.
All right. All right, a little more lighthearted now. Someone wants to know what your favorite movie is.
Okay, all right. Well, I have a favorite movie. I'll say, as a pastor, I do not recommend the morals of the movie, but I love the movie Forrest Gump. I love history and just the humor with how he's part of like every major historical event in America in that time period. I really like that movie.
All right. You have probably heard that we are a musical congregation. We love our festival services with the band and everything. So right away someone asked, do you play any instruments?
I do, but not well. How's that? I learned piano growing up, and I can sit down and mostly plunk out a hymn, but that's about the extent of my piano. And then in 5th or 6th grade, I picked up the alto saxophone, and I played that all the way through high school. I was in band through high school, but I have not played it since my senior year in high school, so it's been a little while.
We have a lot of alto saxophones in church band, so you can be off the hook for that. But we need clarinets and trumpets. So if you're bored, that's what you should pick up. Let's talk about your family a little bit. Someone wants to know about your wife, your children, and your family.
Okay, well, I am married to Laura. Laura Backus was her maiden name. She's the youngest of 8 children. Her dad was a pastor, and she grew up until I think it was 2nd or 3rd grade in a small town in Minnesota. And then they moved to Hemlock, Michigan, which is kind of outside of Saginaw. We were high school classmates, actually, at Michigan Lutheran Seminary. We never dated in high school. We got together when I started at the SEM, and she was living in the Milwaukee area. But we were friends. We were physics partners, so we have that connection. So Laura, she went to MLC for a little bit, then she went to Michigan Tech for a little bit. When she decided she didn't want to be a teacher, then she got her EMT certification and decided that being an EMT in Milwaukee wasn't for her. So then she was going back to school, Tech College, and then she married me and decided she wanted to be a mom. So that's what she's been doing. And then we have 5 children. We have Gideon, who is in 2nd grade. He loves all things Lego and Minecraft at this point. Molly is in 1st grade. She's the only girl. We have 4 boys and 1 girl.
Tough girl.
Yes, she is. She has to be. Yep. So she's in 1st grade, and she too, probably influenced by her brother, loves Minecraft, and stuffed animals are her big things right now. Ezra, he's in 4K. He's right on the edge. He'll be in kindergarten next year. He's a little persistent, happy little guy. He's our special kid. He's right in the middle, and God has given him some extra things to deal with in life. But we could talk about that more sometime. And we have Amos. Is he 3 yet? Yes, he is 3. I have 5 kids. Forgive me. He's 3, and he just loves life. And we call him our little bear, and he loves to wrestle with his brothers. And then our little guy, Abraham, is 1, and he's just toddling around the house having fun.
All right. Anybody fall down the stairs yet? Anything like that?
Not here. Nope.
Okay.
No stair falls yet.
Good. Good question. Will you be doing home visits once it is safe to do so, to see our members and meet them?
That is the game plan. I will invite myself over to everyone's home.
I'm sure they'll feed you.
Yeah, well, hey, that's a benefit. Yes, that's the plan, to get to know the people on an individual basis.
All right. Speaking of visits and inviting the Hoffs over for dinner, do you have a favorite food or type of cuisine?
Just food. I think if it's salty, I will eat it happily. Maybe one of my personal go-tos is Italian spaghetti of any kind, or any Italian. But if it's salty, I will eat it.
You will have great places to choose from in Manitowoc. Moretti's, Luigi's.
Okay.
So that's good. A favorite childhood moment or memory? This is the kind of thing I would struggle with. I have the world's worst memory.
Tough one. Yeah. Well, I often like to tell people about the time I almost died. My family, we took a trip to Colorado when I was in high school. I think it was after my sophomore or freshman year in high school, because I didn't have my driver's license yet. But they still let me, my older brother, and my dad went on a 4-wheeling trip in the mountains. And I didn't have my driver's license yet, so I don't know how it was legal, but I got to drive a 4-wheeler through the Rocky Mountains. And we're bumping along this road, and there's a high part and a low part, and off the low part is a cliff. And I'm in the back, and I'm just tooling along, and my wheels hit a big rock and whoop, right down the cliff. And I went down, I don't know, 20, 30 feet, and the 4-wheeler hit a dead stump, and it just stopped there. And I just kind of hung back and waited until they realized I wasn't following them anymore. and it was, the hand of God, when I went down, I went straight down instead of if I had gone at an angle at all, I would have been rolling down. But instead, I just went straight down and hit a rock or a stump. And they pulled me back up, and my dad wrestled with whether or not he should tell my mom what had happened. But I'm here today. So.
All right. It's been a while since we've had one, but we love our potlucks at First German. One of the highlights is always egg rolls.
Okay.
From the Hmong congregation or other people that prepare them. So tell us about your affinity for potlucks.
Ooh. Well, if I like salty things, potlucks tend to have a lot in that category. I'm a big fan. I don't know if you guys do like an Easter brunch. One of my favorite things in the world are egg bakes.
Yes, we do all egg bakes now.
All right. Well, hey, I got something to look forward to.
That's right. Let's see. I have to wade through some of the football harassment. We hear you're a Lions fan.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. What kind of jobs did you have working through school?
I've had a lot of jobs. My first job was a caddy when I was still in grade school. I carried bags at a country club in the summer. And then I worked at Arby's, and then after Arby's I worked at a place called Tim Hortons. It's a Michigan Canadian thing.
Yes.
They don't have them in Wisconsin. It's a coffee shop. And so after Tim Hortons, I did landscaping through high school, and then in college I started painting, mostly industrial painting or commercial, a lot of condos. And then
So not afraid of heights.
I love heights.
All
actually.
right.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
love being up high. So I painted. When I was at college, I did a stint of Friday night sanitation at the Kraft Cheese Factory in Malden, Minnesota.
Good times.
Yeah. Working the night shift, cleaning the starch off the big cheese roll. That was good. And then I worked at Echo Water, which was just like I brought salt for water softeners in New Ulm. That was a really good job. And then when I was at SEM, I worked probably the best company I worked at. It was called Squeegee Squad. And I cleaned windows professionally through seminary. So those are my school jobs.
Like, were you on those platforms outside of the skyscrapers?
They never got to the skyscrapers. They were just starting to get into that when I was done. So it was mostly residential.
Okay.
Some condos, some churches, but mostly residential.
Okay. All right. So if you need your windows cleaned, you now know where to go.
Yeah. And the secret, Dawn dish soap. That's what they used. Dawn dish soap and water is how the professionals clean windows.
All right. Going back to your family, we want to know more about your wife, Laura. What does she enjoy doing? How does she relax when she's not chasing after all the kids?
Yeah. Well, she loves going out for walks. It's been a little while. Both of us have talked about it. She was quite the runner in her high school days and even after. So I think she might get back into that at some point. Not to speak for her, but I know she enjoys running when she gets the chance. And she loves music. Growing up in the Backus family, loved music. They have all her siblings, the older ones, play stringed instruments, banjos, mandolin, violin, guitar, and they throw a bluegrass together every time they get together. So any kind of music. She loves that.
All right. Looking at the list from Facebook, I think that's all we've got. So I know everybody's looking forward to meeting you. I know everybody's looking forward to getting to know your family. We are just so thankful that you are here. You are an answer to a lot of prayers. So we thank you, we welcome you, and we wish you God's blessings on your ministry here at First German.
Thank you very much. We're excited to be here, and I can't wait to get to meet you all.